Okay. Refresh my little chat over here. What's going on, guys? For the few that are in here, or the no one that are in here, just a quick stream. I gotta go get a haircut today at like 1:30. As you can see, my hair is ridiculously bad right now. But we did have some Wizards news drop today, this morning. We did have that drop. So that's always nice. Um, and I know my chat's on like subscriber only for like 1 minute. It's because since I'm kind of just still learning about the YouTube ways and everything. YouTube definitely got me out the way with a little copyright claim yesterday for playing like some of the highlights in the background. I mean, even though there was no music or nothing and I was talking, I mean, sheesh. All right. So yeah, can't really even do that. Makes me scared to like even play audio from ESPN. Like not even the obviously not showing the game. I mean the draft, but like just hearing it. That scares me at this point. But um, yeah. So short stream today before I go get a haircut, but I got a video dropping today as well on Quinton Mayo's report as well, so that'll be dropping soon too. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, the subscriber only thing is like for bots. Maybe that fixes it because you gotta be a subscriber. I don't know. Maybe it won't. We'll see because it was bad yesterday when I just had it on anybody. So we'll see. But so yeah, today Quinton Mayo dropped his newsletter, Substack. Um and he was speaking on let me show you. He was speaking on the Wizards point guard search. So obviously Quinton Mayo, Wizards insider. Go subscribe to his Substack always. I mean, of course, credit to him. But no, he pretty much spoke on. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because obviously, you should go to the site and read it. But he spoke on basically saying that they checked in with Oklahoma City regarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and San Antonio regarding Dejounte Murray and Indiana regarding Malcolm Brogdon. Which we kind of knew about with the Brogdon situation. We kind of knew he was curious about that. I mean, the Wizards were into that. Also, he spoke about the Wizards really being high on Jaden Ivey out of Purdue and how they spent time discussing possible trade packages to acquire him. So that's pretty lit. I'm all in for Ivy, man. I'm really in. I'm all in for Ivy. I'm a big Jaden Ivey guy. A big Jaden Ivey guy. I feel like he's a guy who can help breathe some life into, this Wizards franchise that just desperately needs it. The Wizards just, oof. The franchise is so dead. Like, the Wizards are so dead of a franchise. It's terrible. Honestly. They need something fresh. They need something new. I feel like Jaden Ivey can be that freshness that they're looking for. That potential cornerstone that they're looking for. Because we all know nobody's coming here to DC to play with the Washington Wizards in free agency. Nobody's going to do that. But you can always trade for a guy, and you can always draft a guy. So it looks like that's what the Wizards are looking to do. They're either going to draft somebody or they're either going to trade for somebody. or trade up to draft somebody, and I will 100% respect that. You know, those are needle mover moves. Jaden Ivey, I feel like can become a needle mover. Shai Gilgeous definitely be a needle mover. Dejounte Murray definitely can be a needle mover. Those are three really good options. Malcolm Brogdon is like, he'll help if he can stay healthy, but you'll have two guys that you'll be concerned about their health with Porzingis and Malcolm Brogdon. Do you want two guys who you're worried about health-wise on the team? I don't know. I'm not sure. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see as far as that. Now, trade packages. The trade packages side of things. Not sure. Truly not sure with the trade packages side of things. Like I said, I think the Kings, they'll definitely want Kyle Kuzma. For sure. 10th pick, obviously. So you got Kuzma, you got the 10th pick. You got Kuz, 10th pick. Maybe Rui Hachimura or Denny. I don't know who y'all would rather throw in there. Rui Hachimura or Denny. And maybe like a filler or something like that. So like a Ish Smith, somebody on an expiring. I mean, what packages would y'all give for the 4th pick to get Jaden Ivey? Because I'm all in on Jaden Ivey, man. He's one of those guys who was like my number one option, assuming the Wizards didn't get the 1 or 2 spot. Did you see what Saddle said about John Wall? I actually did. I'll look that up too later on. I mean, in a little bit. I'll definitely look at that too. What's up, Dat? What's going on, bro? You're doing a little short stream real quick before I go to the barbershop because I know you see my hair. I'm looking crazy right now. Need to get the cut expeditiously. So I'm doing a little short stream real quick just to talk about what Quinton said. About the Wizards and how pretty much they were doing their due diligence on the 4th pick with the Kings and also checking in on Shai and Dejounte and Malcolm Brogdon as well. But yeah. Mackie, I'm definitely going to look at that shadow tweet because I've seen it on my timeline. Let me try to put that up so when I go to it, I can just have it there. But yeah, so I mean, as far as trade packages, man. 10, Kuz, Rui or Denny. I don't know if they would want both, but Rui or Denny, we'll see. We'll definitely see. What's going on, Troy? He said we need to keep Kuzma, lose Denny. Yeah, I just know with Kuzma, the Kings wanted him originally because when the Lakers were going to do that deal for what's their name? When the Lakers were going to do that deal for Buddy Hield, I know Kyle Kuzma was a guy that they were interested in, before they ended up pivoting and going with Russ, and then Kuz went to the Wizards and Russ went to LA. So I'm assuming they still would be interested in Kuzma. W said, so who do you think is the more realistic option for us? Out of those 3, well, out of the 4, because Quinton said Malcolm Brogdon as well. I would say Malcolm Brogdon's probably the most realistic. I don't know if the Wizards have the assets to get a Shai or a Dejounte because there's so many other teams out there with better assets and better younger assets than the Wizards. So I would definitely say Malcolm Brogdon's probably the most realistic. And it's probably the lamest of the options, but that's exactly why it's the most realistic. OBJ, you say you want Shai? Yeah, I love Shai, man. I was a big fan of Shai coming out of Kentucky. Like, and I'm so proud of this take. I'm going to look it up and show y'all. I was a huge Shai guy when he was coming out of the draft. I mean, this was my feelings on Shai when he was coming out. I mean, I said SGA is the real deal. This was back in 2018. I said Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the real deal. You want to talk about feel for the game? Because I love a player who has some feel for the game. I say you want to talk about feel for the game. Look no further than SGA. He has a high IQ, will be a good passer and create for his team. It has potential on the defensive end. Clippers got them a great young player. His game will age like fine wine. I mean, I haven't been proven wrong yet. I hit on that one. W said, do you feel like Malcolm Brogdon is a good start in PG? I feel like he doesn't have it for me. I think Malcolm is good. Like, I do think Malcolm is good. He's just, he's one of those guys who, he doesn't move the needle for you or anything like that. He's just one of those, like, you add him to a team that, feel like can compete, which the Wizards, aren't at that level. But, you hope to think that he can help them get to that next level as where, for what they're looking for. But, the health thing is a big thing as well. Like I said earlier, you want to talk about KP and Porzingis and you worry about his health, and then you get Malcolm Brogdon and you worry about his health. Let me look at how many games Malcolm Brogdon has played recently. And the last, just like looking at Malcolm Brogdon, I mean, the guy has played 75 games in his rookie season, 48 games his second year, 64 games his third year, 54 games his fourth year, 56 games his fifth year, and then 36 games, I mean, in his sixth year. It's just, you worry about that, man. The injury thing is a real thing. Like, that's a legitimate worry, I would say. You said the one thing Ernie could do is pull off unexpected trades. Tommy got to step up. I think Tommy has done decent with his trades. The thing with Tommy is, Tommy has, and this is an analogy I've seen before. I think my man Damo had said it on Twitter. He was like that Tommy pretty much, he hit, some singles. He hit some doubles. You look at the Kuzma trade, etc. I would look at the KP, but he hasn't hit many home runs. I don't know if I can call the KP trade a home run yet. I don't know if we can call that a home run trade yet. Right now, it's looking like a triple. It could be a home run. But Tommy and his trades have definitely made some like singles, some doubles. He hit some singles, he hit some doubles. But we're looking for that big home run trade, for him to go out there and hit out the park. KP could possibly be that, but I would say KP right now is a triple. We'll see. As he goes into his first full season as a Wizard, we'll see if it's a home run trade or if it's just a triple or something like that. What's going on, Mo? I'm talking about Quinton's report that he came out with today. Obviously, if you guys know who Quinton Mayo is. He dropped his newsletter today, so you guys can go check that out. But he basically spoke about Jaden Ivey. He spoke about Jaden Ivey and the Wizards being very interested in him and discussing possible trade packages. And he also spoke about the Wizards checking in on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Dejounte Murray and Malcolm Brogdon. So, was just thinking about trade packages and me being all in on Jaden Ivey. I'm all for that. JD, you said, can we please not trade for Brogdon? He is turning 30 next season, is overpaid and looking washed by injuries. Yeah. Like I said, like I was just showing with Brogdon. I mean, he played 36 games last season. He's 29. He's 29 years old, played 36 games last season, played 56 games before that, and 54 games before that. It's getting worse. He played 54 at 27, 56 at 28, and 36 at 29. And then you already worry about Kristaps Porzingis, and you worry about his longevity and his health. You look at his health. So, it's tough, man. It's definitely tough. Because you look at KP. Let me show his chart. You really want two guys who you worry may not play that much? KP, this season, he played 51 games. Last season, he played 43 games. Year before that, he played 57 games. Year before that, he played 48. Well, he had the ACL. And then before that, he played 48 games. Like, do you really want Malcolm Brogdon, who's hurt a lot and plays 50-something games, with KP, who may only play 50-something games? That's a recipe for disaster. Barry, what's going on, bro? Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Obviously, I can't. I don't speak the language. You said we need to trade Kuzma while his value is the biggest, so we have to trade him. Like I said, if the Wizards want to trade for the 4th pick in the draft, I'm all for trading Kuzma. I love Kuzma. I do like Kuz, but I'm all for Jaden Ivey. I really am. I feel like he could be a cornerstone of this franchise. He could breathe some new life into this franchise. So if I'm trading Kuzma, I'm definitely, if it's for Jaden Ivey, if it's for SGA, if it's for Dejounte Murray, I think Kuzma has to go in any of those trades because, one, the Wizards don't have that many trade pieces, but Kuzma is one of those. And also, you have to think about Kuzma is looking to get paid as well, to go to free agents for next season, to go into free agency for next season, go to Washington, all positions. The Wizards have some thinking to do. As far as free agency, so I'm glad you brought up Kyle Kuzma and being traded, because Kyle Kuzma has a player option, which he's going to decline. He's not playing for $13 million. He's going to decline that, especially if he continues to play well next season. He's going to decline that, so he's going to be a free agent next season. KP has a player option at $31 million. He's probably going to decline that, so he's going to be a free agent next season. Brad's going to be handled by this year. He's going to be handled. Then you got KCP. He's going to be a free agent. Rui's going to be a restricted free agent. Then he's going to have a club option that the Wizards are probably going to pick up if he's still here. Then you got Ish, who's an unrestricted free agent, etc., etc. So it's some things you got to think about, man, because people got to get paid, bro. And you already paying Bradley Beal. You're about to pay him all this money. You're about to pay Bradley Beal a lot of money. So you got some decisions to make, because Kyle going to want his bag. Kristaps going to want his bag. KCP probably going to want a little bag as well. And then Rui. You know what you're going to do with Rui. You got to pay Rui. Somebody will throw an offer out there, an offer sheet out there on him. So, I mean, as far as the trade, somebody's going to have to go. Somebody. They can't pay everybody, especially after giving Brad all this money, what I'm expecting them to do. Somebody's going to have to go, in my opinion. Bar, you said they have to trade him. He's eligible for an extension this October. Yeah, you said can't pay him with Bill and KP on the roster. Exactly. Kuz are going to at least $90 million. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, yeah, it's like somebody's going to have to go by default. It's too many people to pay. And you're already paying Bill the max. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. You said the decision is simple. Don't pay Bill all that money. I agree. In my opinion, if I was the GM and the owner wasn't over my head and whatnot, I would have traded Bradley Beal a couple of seasons ago. I would have traded him a couple of seasons ago when he was dropping 30 points per game, and I would have got some real good value for him. Some real good value for him. But the Wizards and Ted, they want their face of the franchise guy, so I mean, I just go with what the Wizards flow is, man. That's all I go. I go with the Wizards flow. That's how I do it. Barry said, I don't think KP declines, especially if he doesn't play more than 60 games this year. I think he plays on that player option. Yeah, it depends on how good of a season KP has. If he is hurt playing 50 games, I can see him accepting it, because it's who's going to really give him big money for a guy that is injury prone? So I'm glad you do bring up a good point, Barry. That's true. That's true. If he has a good season, though, if Kristaps Porzingis stays healthy for the most part, and he plays like how he was playing towards the end of the season, oh yeah, he's gonna get that bag. But yeah, if he can't stay healthy, he may pick up that player option. He may. He just may. But yeah, so definitely interesting, guys. Man. So we looking at. I don't think Shay's realistic. Honestly, I mean, you can check in all you want. You can always check in. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in the world who probably checked in on Rihanna, but that don't mean nothing. So just because the Wizards checked in on Shai and Dejounte, that doesn't really mean much. Um, I mean, Malcolm Brogdon. Let me look at his numbers real quick. Let me look at Malcolm Brogdon's numbers on his contract. Okay, so Malcolm Brogdon, he's going into his 2022-23 season? Yes. So he's going to be 30. He's going to be making 22 mil. So I'm not with Brogdon, y'all. He's a free agent in 2023, so the Wizards, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I lied. He has an upcoming contract extension. Nah, bro. I'm good off Brogdon. Personally. You said I actually don't think Bill's taking the whole max. I think Bill's taking the whole max. I mean, I wouldn't blame him because that's a lot of money. All of us would take all that money, given the option. So I mean, I think he takes all of it. Would it be nice for him to not take all that money? Of course it would be. I mean, he said he wanted to be the Dirk Nowitzki. He said he wanted to be the Dirk Nowitzki of the Wizards, And I see this on Twitter too. If you really want to be the Dirk Nowitzki, I mean, we looking at it right here. This is all the man got to do. This is all the man got to do if you really want to be the Dirk Nowitzki of the Wizards as he said he wants to be. Go ahead and take that pay cut. Help the team out. Make it, have some real flexibility here. But we know this not happening. Bar, you said we could talk about Ivy, SGA, Dejounte, Brogdon, etc. We know damn well that Monte Morris will be the starting PG next year. And the Wizards will either get Sharp, Griffin, or Dieng. Yeah, Monte Morris is definitely one of those like lower end options. Monte Morris, I do like Monte. He's one of those guys who won't cost you the 10th pick. He won't cost you the 10th pick, so I mean that's decent. But Shaedon Sharp, if he makes it down to 10, I think he's definitely maybe the pick just off value alone. AJ Griffin, I like AJ. The injury history is concerning a bit, so that's there. And then Dieng, I don't know how long it's going to take for him to really be ready. OBJ, you say he keeps stating that he wants to win here. I don't think he's taking that whole max. Yeah, a lot of players talk about how they want to win and then take all that money. People say they want to. Let me put it like this to you, OBJ. If he really wanted to win, in general, he wouldn't be in Washington anymore. He would be gone. The cash has a lot to do with it. Him being here, being the face of the franchise is cool and whatnot, but trust me, money talks. When people say that, that's a true statement. Money talks. It really does. I'm trying to find this Sadaransky tweet. But yeah, Shaedon Sharp. Man, I legitimately think he has the chance to drop because it's just so many people are uncertain about him. They're just so uncertain about him, man. And I think that makes front offices nervous because he just hasn't played. He just hasn't played college basketball. Who knows? I don't know, but I do like Shaedon. I do like Shaedon. I think he has the potential. If he's there at 10, based on values, Um, based on the value, I think what you would call it. I think the Wizards take him. Where is this Sadaransky tweet? It was on my timeline not too long ago. And I just cannot find it anymore. Tough. Maybe it's in one of the group chats I'm in. Let me see. Yeah, I cannot find that. I don't know what happened to it. It was on my timeline now. Tough. Barry says Sharp stock is down. Dyson, Mathorn, Keegan, and Ivey are going before him. Not playing ball over a year as a guard is going to make teams not want to pick him up. Yeah, it's like in Sharp's case, like he would have had to been on some Zion Williamson type stuff in high school for him to be like consensus, regardless if he's playing or not or blah blah blah. You know, he's going top 4. He would have been having to play on some like serious Zion Williamson type levels of play in high school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is loud. Hain, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. I appreciate the sub. Thank you for the sub. Mo, you said EuroLeague teams targeted Sato so bad he might leave. I wouldn't be surprised if Sato left. I really wouldn't. I could see that happening. I could see him leaving. Jay, you said bro, any top 4 PG coming in means you give him the keys of the team. So only if Brad has left or is leaving do you draft the PG at 4. Well, I mean, Jaden Ivey isn't a true point guard. He's a combo guard. And I mean, that doesn't... I mean, I think everybody knows. Now, in time, could it become Ivey's franchise? I mean, yeah. But, I mean, I think everybody would know that, like, Brad's the you know, he's the All-NBA guy, the guy who was All-NBA, guy who was the All-Star starter. You know, it's not a Gilbert Arenas, John Wall type of thing. You know, when Gilbert Arenas here and they was having all that, then they got the number 1 pick and drafted John Wall. Everybody knew, like, that was the franchise shifter. Like, the Wizards, they were turned in the chapter. The Wizards front office constantly and consistently say that Brad is the guy. So no matter what happens, they're looking at it as Bradley Beal's team. And they have said that for the longest. So I don't think if they get a point guard at 4 or whatever, that's going to change their sentiment. They're going to feel like this is Brad's team. OJ, you said if they trade for Mike Conley, I'm done. That would be so mid. Mike Conley would be mid, man. I'm telling you, that would be mid. It really would be. You said, what if we say Puck and take Tata Washington Jr. at 10? JD, I honestly don't think. Oh, I found the tweet. I honestly don't think that Tata at 10 would be favored by Wizards fans. I think a lot of them will be upset by that. Honestly. Even though I like Tata, I think Tata's cool. I think Tata at 10 is kind of a reach because I think he may go a little later in the first. I think Tata at 10 is a reach, personally. If Washington takes a 4th pick, you think it's worth taking Jaden Ivey? Yeah. If you take the 4th pick, then I think that pretty much guarantees you Jaden Ivey because you know Chet's going to be gone. You know Jabari's going to be gone. You know Payal's going to be gone. Those 3 are going to be gone, so that's going to leave you with Jaden Ivey. You know, I think that's pretty much the consensus right there, top 4. Jay, you said top 5 draftees are not role players, so they're not moving up. I mean, who's to say? I mean, why would you think Jaden would be a role player? You can have 2 stars on the team or 2 potential stars on the team. I mean, it's about collecting talent. I mean, the Wizards aren't big free agent destinations. The way to contention for the Wizards is through trades and through the draft. So if you can get big talent in the draft, you do that. Because no big free agent is going to come here. You know? It's just not happening. Like, I don't... You can have 2 stars play. Like, it's not going to be a fight for whose team is it, you know, and whose team is that. Jaden Ivey is going to be coming in as a rookie. I mean, yeah, but Brad is the de facto face of the franchise. They're about to give the dude a supermax. I think, first of all, let me say this, Jack. The Wizards do a lot of things, you know, and bring Brad in on it and like talk to him about it. So if the Wizards trade up to the 4th pick, you know Brad A-okay that. Like, he's cool with that. That's what he wanted to do. That's how I know for a fact there wouldn't be an issue there. Because they wouldn't do it without Brad's permission, Jack. That's how I know it wouldn't be an issue. Because they involve Brad on so many of their decisions. And his GM track record, you know, we look at Spencer Dinwiddie and Russ, depending on how you feel about Russ, his track record not looking that good as a GM. You said, what would you give for the 4th pick? I was talking about that earlier. I was like, the 10th pick, obviously. The Kings were trying to get Kuzma when the Lakers were trying to get Buddy Hield before they pivoted to Russ. So I would think Kuzma have to be in there. Also, the Wizards don't have that many, you know, like, options, you know, trade options. You know, so 10, Kuz, either Denny or Rui. Either Denny or Rui, and maybe like Ish, like a filler. Somebody's going to be a free agent. You know, something like that. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's not. I don't think the Wizards will be willing to give up like a Rui and a Denny. I think it's either one or the other because they're already giving up Kuz. So that's something. That's kind of something I will be looking at right there. You said, what do you think is the most realistic thing the Wizards do with the 10th pick? Most realistic thing I think they do, I think they just hold on to it. It's depending on who's there. I think they just hold on to it. I don't know. I mean, maybe they make a move. I'm not going to say they don't make a move. But anytime you talk about the Wizards doing stuff a lot, typically they just end up doing the boring thing and just staying put and just drafting. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up just holding still at 10 and drafting Johnny Davis or something because Dyson and Benedict are gone. Or Shaden Sharp because he dropped it to 10. OBJ, you said, yeah, Brad, the assistant GM. Yes, Brad is the assistant GM. That's why I told Jay, if I know for a fact, if they moved up to 4, Bradley Beal A-okay that move. So I know it wouldn't be any issue there because they spoke about it with Brad. Nothing's happening without Brad's like input on it, on this team. Now, is he that good of a player for all that? No, but that's just how it is. JD said, D, what do you think about Bill Simmons saying the Wizards GM job is the worst in the league? I mean, you have the Kings. You definitely have the Kings. So I wouldn't say the Wizards are the worst. I think it's a crappy situation because you have an owner who doesn't want to rebuild and wants to like just float in that middle at purgatory, as we call it. And then you have a location where it's not a free agent destination, a big free agent destination. So you really got to hit on your draft picks and you really got to either make big trades. So it's kind of a rough GM job, I will say. It's not as bad as like the Kings, at all. But you got an owner who's not realistic with his own team. And you got a destination that isn't a big free agent destination. So it's tough. It's definitely tough. And the cap situation seems to always be trash for some reason in Washington. Jay, you said if a top 4 comes in, it's a Cade Cunningham situation. He's playing day 1. I agree. The offense runs through him at some point. We got Brad, KP, and Kuz getting primary touches. His development will be stunted. If the Wizards trade for the 4th pick, Kuz isn't going to be here. I mean, yeah, you got Brad and KP, but yeah, Kuz isn't going to be here. Kuz will be in Sacramento, 100%. I don't think. Oh no, I'm I'm a little more optimistic on it about it than you, Jay. I mean, I get where you're coming from, Jay. I definitely get where you're coming from. I'm just a little bit more optimistic on the situation. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, maybe, Jay, that's because I was pro rebuild, and maybe that's why I'm feeling like this, because I was always pro rebuild. So maybe that's why. Maybe it'll force them to wake up and rebuild something, which is what I want them to do. Maybe that's why I'm feeling like this, Jay. OBJ, you said we don't want to admit it, but the perfect choices for us is Dyson and Davis because they both bring perimeter defense. Yeah, Dyson, I know a lot of people are, I mean, people are high on him, but then you have the people who aren't high on him because he's not the most athletic guy. His shooting is a question. It's a legitimate question. So you have a guy who, you know, doesn't have quick bursts, isn't, you know, a guy who really creates his own shot, etc. There's always going to be questions about it, but I think for what Wes Unseld Jr. wants at the point guard position, I think he's a natural choice. I think he will be a natural choice. And people on Twitter were saying he was like, why would you have him if you have Denny? Him and Denny aren't similar players. Like, Denny's not a point guard. You know, Denny's like a legit, true potential secondary ball handler if he continues to improve on his left hand. You said you think that if they do not replace their pick, they will fall. What do you mean? Like if they trade back? I'm confused with the question. I'm sorry. Like if they trade back? If they what do you mean? Sam, you said what guard you think is the best fit for us? Guard. Who is the best guard for the Wizards? Are you talking about within the draft? Or are you talking about like trade options? Trade options? Give me Dejounte. Even though I really like Shai. Give me Dejounte, man. Just because I love fast players. If we're talking about the draft, give me Benedict Mathurin, man. If it's not Jaden Ivey, of course, if they don't trade up, give me Benedict Mathurin. Or Mathurin. Mathurin or Mathurin. I keep messing up his last name, and I feel sick to my stomach about it. You think they did pick for the 4 pick? Possibly. Not too sure, but I mean, I think it's definitely possible. You said both, yeah. So Benedict and I would say Dejounte. That's just because I'm used to seeing fast point guards on the Wizards. You know, like with John and then Russ. That's what I like. I like fast-paced point guards. Barry said him and Diddy are not the same. Dyson is a guard and play guard only. Diddy's a forward with guard-like vision, not guard skills. Yeah, like the Diddy and Dyson comparisons are not. I don't get those. Aren't it to me? You know, that's not it. I don't get that. Definitely don't get that. So yeah. OBJ, you said can't sleep with AJ Griffin either. Yeah, I think a lot of people's worries with AJ Griffin is just the injury stuff with him. You know, I think that turns a lot of people off from him and worries front offices is because it's like that injury part of it is a little worrisome. So that's the reason I think I could see him dropping. Sam, you said, hey, I like that DeJounte Murray take, give up Kuz and a pick. Yeah, definitely take 10. But take 10, take Kuz. Probably Rui, because I know the Spurs liked Rui Hachimura when he was in the draft. I know the Spurs and Pop liked Rui. So like 10, Rui, Kuz. I don't know, maybe something else. Maybe the second round pick as well. So that's probably something similar with the package. Now, could that package easily be beaten by a different team? Of course, yes. That's not the strongest package in the world. Jay said, yeah, bro, we already seen this play out when Wall came in with Gilbert sitting there. Arenas was gone thereafter, and we watched John develop with all his ill-advised jump passes making turnovers. Yeah, And the Gilbert, the way that ended, it was just, that whole era was just a mess. It was just, like, it was legit time to it. Like, that era was a mess. Like, the Wizards are trash in this era right now with Brad. They're trash, but they are a mess. Like, as far as what the Wizards were going through back then. They 100% needed a change of scenery and a new face. That's just a whole, everything about that was terrible. You said with Washington, is it always the same until a third player who's a star arrives? Yeah, purgatory, man. The Wizards are like, they're not the worst team ever, but they're not good either. So they're just like there, you know. Splat, you said I just want Monte Morris and probably Tyus Jones as a backup. Monte Morris I think is a good option, man. You know, if you don't want to give up that 10 pick, I think Monte Morris is definitely a good option. I know the Nuggets are out there shopping him. I think he's a good option. I really do. I wouldn't mind him. You know, he has the familiarity with Wes, obviously, and Wes's system. So Wes is familiar with him. I wouldn't mind that. And I like Tyus Jones as well. I definitely like Tyus Jones. So I could definitely see, I wouldn't mind that. Don't know if that happens, but I wouldn't mind it if it were to come to fruition, as they say. OBJ, you said I don't think there's going to be a lot more trades than usual this. I do think there's going to be a lot more trades than usual this draft. We already started yesterday with the Christian Wood trade to Dallas, and Mavs gave up their first round pick. They gave up Boban, they gave up Sterling Brown, they gave up Trey Burke, and they gave up Marquise Chris as well. I mean, it's already started, OBJ. It's already started with Christian Wood. He was the first domino to fall. So he's going over there to Dallas. Oh, yeah, you said how Rui can't be traded with playing in Japan next season. Yeah, that's why I said I'd be surprised if Rui gets traded. I will be surprised if Rui, but it's, I don't know, because it's like, I was surprised at the lack of minutes he played last season. I mean, but I also am not surprised because it was a new system under a new coach, and Rui missed like half the season because of his mental health. And then I was just irritated when Rui would be hot and then West would just take him out of the game. Rui would be like 5 for 5 and West would just take him out of the game for forever and ice his own player. So I honestly feel like this year's Rui breakout season. Yeah, we can only hope. I mean, the way Rui like improved his 3-point shooting was tremendous. You know, I wanted them to continue to put up more and more 3-point shots. I mean, the percentage at what he was shooting them at and making them was crazy. You know, so I definitely think I would be surprised if Rui was moved. You know, unless they like really are just like, yeah, we can't pay this guy, or we don't want to pay this guy, we don't want to match an offer. He's a restricted free agent. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, you're right. I forgot they do play in Japan. And Ted love that worldwide they got going on. You know, touching the globe, the entire globe, getting to all these different nations. You say he did it with Diddy too. Yeah, Wes has a thing. Last season, he had a thing with just kind of icing his own guys, etc. That's why you say he just needed touches. Yeah, and that's tough to come by. You know, when you got Kuz, I think like Jay brought up earlier, like when you got Kuz, you got KP, you got Brad. Johnny Davis is better. You like Johnny Davis? I know there's a good amount of people who are Johnny Davis fans. You know, so, and that are pretty high on Johnny Davis, Big Ten Player of the Year. And then he wasn't in the best situation with Wisconsin either, so, you know, he was doing his best with the situation that he was in Wisconsin. OBJ, you said Rui needs to play some damn defense, man. Yeah, that's the thing with Rui, you know, defensively. You would like for him to improve. You would like for him to improve defensively for sure. That's one of the knocks that people have consistently had about Denny. I said Denny, I'm sorry, Rui. Throughout the season, like, good. He's had his moments offensively. He's been playing well offensively, but But defensively, everybody was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like that was the issue. That was the big issue for everybody. Was the defensive side of things. He could play point for us. Johnny, yeah, I think, and that's why I think if Benedict's gone, if Dyson's gone, if Shaden Sharp's gone, I think the next on that list, if the Wizards don't move the 10th pick, I think Johnny Davis is the pick. 100%, I think Johnny Davis is the pick. If Benedict is there, I think he's the pick. If Dyson's there, I think he's the pick. If Shaden's there, I don't know. It still could be Johnny Davis. He said Davis reminds me of Darren Williams. What's up, Chimp? You said Trey Rui will end up on an all-star on another team. The curse of the Wizards. It's very possible. It's very possible. All you need is opportunity. All you need is opportunity. All you need is opportunity. You said I wouldn't be mad with Davis. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Davis either. I definitely wouldn't be mad at Davis either. Personally. So Johnny Davis, because I think he's definitely like the guy if they stay at 10. And like I said, all those other guys are gone. Because I doubt Benedict. I love Benedict. I doubt he's going to be there at 10. I struggle to believe he's going to be there at 10. Especially if Shaden Sharp drops. If Shaden Sharp drops, 100% they're going to be gone. Chippy said if Miami wanted them, Pat Riley got the eye. Yeah, and I was talking about Pop, and the Spurs had wanted Rui Hachimura as well. Back when he was in the draft. He said, but you need to pay Rui for what? You need players with the ability to make a difference. Well, the Spurs would take Davis. The Spurs could, I don't know. They may go Jalen Duren, though. Davis got that dog in him on both sides. You need to make the ability to make a difference on both sides. Yeah, that's the thing. Rui has to improve defensively. Portland or Pelicans taking Benedict. Yeah, I think Benedict is gone at one of those spots. I think Benedict is, yeah, I could definitely see him going at 7 or 8. I could definitely see him going at 7 or 8. I can see Jalen Duren going to the Spurs. I definitely could see that happening. West has to give up that coaching through data. Hire a coach or two that actually played in NBA. Coaching instincts is what wins. That's what and the topic popped up, Jay, on Twitter, like throughout the season. Is like maybe West needs like a veteran coach on the bench with him. You know what I mean? To kind of help him out some. Because it was some times where it was like, you feel like things, like he was making some decisions and it was kind of like he was a rookie head coach. So I would not have minded if they went out there and grabbed a veteran former head coach, you know, to sit on the bench with him and help. I definitely wouldn't have minded that. What's going on, Marlo? Yeah, so you said we should bring in Frank Vogel as an assistant coach or something. Didn't Frank Vogel just get I thought he had just had an interview for some job. But yeah, like somebody like that, like a Frank Vogel, if he was willing to take an assistant coach job, you know, someone like that who could help him out. Chippy said Shaden Sharp has just popped up on Locked On Wizards. Yeah, Shaden is, like I said, he's one of those guys that I could easily see dropping. That's the guy I can predict that may drop to 10. Like out of all of the top prospects. Because it's just so much uncertainty around him. And it's like his film, you see potential, but he doesn't like wow you. Where it's like, yeah, this guy is it. You know, like, for example, let's say if this was Zion. When y'all seen Zion high school tape, like, that dude was it. If this was Zion, it wouldn't have mattered. You know? It wouldn't have mattered. But, I think, Shaden, I can see him dropping. You say you like the Vogel idea? I definitely think I think Vogel, somebody like that of that caliber, etc., I would like that on the coaching staff. I think it's always good to have that knowledge. You think Bill will stay. Yes, Ricky, I definitely think he'll stay. Or it might be better if we can sign and trade Bill for Hero and some assets. Only way Bradley Bill's getting traded is if Bradley Bill walks up in that front office, talks to Ted and Tommy, and says, "Yeah, I want to go. Get me up out of here. I'm ready to leave." That's the only way I see. That's the only way I see Brad getting traded is if he walks up in that office and say, "Yeah, trade me. I want to go," and he hasn't done that yet. And he has a plethora of opportunity to have done that. You know, it's so out of the Wizards' makeup to just trade somebody like Brad just to trade him, unless he does something, you know, that's frowned upon like John did. Plus, John was hurt at the time too. So, you said Bill going nowhere this season coming? Yeah, facts. Brad is definitely going to sign that extension, whether that makes people upset or not. If it's going to make you upset, prepare yourselves. I'll say that if Bradley Beal is being signed to a contract extension, it's going to make you upset. Then be prepared to be upset, man. You know, get ready to tweet them angry tweets on Twitter, cause it's happening. Do you think Kuzma will be the third star to make the change? He had a crazy season for some parts. I definitely think Kuzma has the opportunity to be a really good third piece. Like last season, he had multiple stretches where he was like really good and then he cooled off some. You know, I definitely think not star potential or anything like that, but the potential to be a really, really good role player, 100%. Ricky said, "I love Bill, but I don't think he's the number one guy in the championship team." Facts. I 100% agree with you. If you look at every other team that wants Bill, Miami, Philly, Lakers, they all want him to be a number 2 guy or a number 3 guy, etc. The Wizards are the only franchise that's trying to treat him as a number 1 guy. He's not a number 1 guy on the championship team. That's just facts. Chep, you say he's going to take the money. 100%. Brad is 100% taking the money. 100% taking the money. Well, you said I'm gonna get my sad playlist ready. Yeah, if you anti-Bill, better get the sad playlist ready, man. Jay, you said my sleepers is Sharp or Hardy. I like Hardy. If they trade it back to 13, then we can look at Mark Williams too. Mark Williams, big man out of Duke. Chimp, you said I am go Bill getting his money. I just want to see who the cast will be. I think we can have a good team. Yeah, it's all depending on what the what the front office can build around him, man. My faith in the front office is not the strongest. You know, they've given me plenty of reason to not have the best faith in the front office. Splat, you said, Ricky, you said Mark Williams is a game changer. So you guys, Jay and Ricky, do you guys like Mark Williams over Jalen Duren? Or do you just think that Jaden Duren will be gone, so the next option naturally is Mark Williams as a big? And then also, do you play Mark Williams at the 5 and then you move KP to the 4? Or does Mark Williams just come off the bench starting his career coming off the bench? Splat, you said, I hope that Mike Conley rumor isn't true. Agreed. I hope it's not true either. I'm good off the old guy. You know? I'm good off him. Ricky, you said, I think Hornets need William. Hornets definitely need some size down there. And I definitely think Mark Williams is probably the guy that Charlotte will go with. They need size down there badly. They need some size down there. Ham, you said, let's stop wondering where Washington is coming next season. Chip, you said, LOL 3 cheers from the front office. Yeah, man, if the front office, they scare me, man. They scare me. You said Colin needs to stay in Utah. Yeah, but I know Utah they making some change. They looking to make some changes, man, because they're a mess over there. They're just as bad of a mess over there. Your 2 top players don't really like each other, in Donovan and Rudy, and it's just it's a wrap for Utah. They need to switch it up. Jay said Brad is a Middleton or Clay. Who is their number one? Yeah. Like, I've always said for the Wizards to like really, really be that championship level, they need to get a guy who's 100% better than Bradley Beal, who we can all, as a collective unit, say that guy is better than Bradley Beal. Like KD, for example. Just for example. Like a guy we all went over 100% for a fact, that guy's better than Bradley Beal. Like if he went to Philly, perfect number one option. You have Joel. Everybody knows Joel is 100% better than Bradley Beal. You know, that's perfect. It's a perfect spot for Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is the number one. Perfectly put, Jay. Ricky said we don't need William at the moment. Yeah, it's like with the bigs, unless they have some kind of trade lined up, I just, you know, I'd rather go guard. Something like that. Maybe wing, potentially. Like Ochai, Mabaji. Ricky said, but by the way, Montrez's news is true. Yeah, apparently. You know, walk around with all that stuff on him. Driving around. Said we need a clutch player. Yeah, definitely need a big time clutch player because Brad is, and that's another knock that a lot of fans have with Brad. Like he has some moments in the fourth quarter, late game, but like there'll be moments where it's just like, bro, he'll turn the ball over. Y'all remember that Detroit Pistons game in Detroit where he stepped on the backcourt line, and it was backcourt because he stepped on the line or something like that. Like moments like that. I mean, I get why fans are like, Bill can't close, yeah. Jay said Durant is gone by 10. Williams on bench. Gav can't play 30 minutes, no cardio. So would you get rid of Gav? So would you just trade Gav, Jay? Would you end up just trading him? Jaden Ivey is that guy. 100% Marlo. I love Jaden Ivey, man. I love Jaden Ivey. 100%. That's why you need a true PG. Yeah, and like at the beginning of the season, we thought Spencer Dinwiddie was that dude. We thought Spencer Dinwiddie was the closer. Spencer Dinwiddie was like, he was hitting clutch shots late in the game. We was on the Spencer Dinwiddie train, and then it all fell apart. Because Spencer Dinwiddie at one point, I was like, hey, he's the closer. Because he was hitting the big shots. Doing that whole 10-3 stretch. Shep, you said, I really don't like the idea of giving up players to trade down to 4. Or trade up to 4. I could get that. I can understand that. Ricky, you said, but I think the team needs to build around Jaden Ivey. Spidey said, God, don't get me started on Spencer. Yeah, Spencer is one of those guys. I'm not going to lie. I was preparing for his downfall in the playoffs. And I typically don't do that. But I think it's because he's like, he just be talking, bro. Like, he talked about the Wizards. He be talking, man. Like, why you keep talking about my team, bro? Like, shut up. They gave you your money and you sucked. Move on. Ricky Che said Jaden Ivey is like Russ. Yeah, like, I don't think Jaden is like, I know Ja was a popular comp. I don't think he's Ja. But yeah. I think Russ. I can see Russ. I was so happy when the Wizards blew out the Mavericks, bro. Oh my goodness. I was so happy when the Wizards blew out the Mavericks. And he was trash. Classic performance from Dinwiddie. Classic performance. He said Ja could change pace. Yeah. Spidey said when we beat them, I was chilling, but then he kept talking. Yeah, they're like doing when after they got eliminated, he like threw another subliminal at the Wizards. Like, I'm so tired of that dude, bro. And when they see them next year, oh my goodness, bro. Chippy said it's not a given Jaden Ivey won't be a bust. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the possibility is always there. It's always there. But I think in today's game, Jaden is just a really good fit. I think Jaden is a really good fit in today's NBA. You know, he's just somebody who's extremely fun to watch. But yeah, guys. What I've been on here for about an hour. It's 1:18. I'm about to go get my hair cut because my hair looks like a mess right now. So I'm about to go to the barber shop. I just want to get on here and chat with y'all for a little bit. But yeah, there's no sex bots in here like there was yesterday, so that's fun. So the subscriber only thing for a minute was good idea by me, so that's good. Hey, that's true. The Mavericks did reach the playoffs, but they were going to meet. Let's be honest. Before I go, the Mavericks were going to reach the playoffs before Spencer Dinwiddie was there. If Spencer Dinwiddie was on the Wizards for the whole season, the Dallas Mavericks still would have made the playoffs. Spencer Dinwiddie didn't change the needle for them making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. They were going to make the playoffs regardless of Spencer. Let me ask you a question, Jordan, because that's a good question. So, what do they see in Dyson Daniels? He doesn't look that nice to me. I just think, one, his size. People really love his size. You know, he's a guy who's on the boards. Defensively, he's a guy who can really help lock up the other opposing guards. Now, I get it. You know, you look at his highlights. You know, he doesn't really have burst. Doesn't really have a quick first step. He's not that... I mean, the shooting is going to be his swing skill, because if he can't shoot, that's going to make his life really hard and limit his ceiling. It's really going to limit his ceiling. But, I mean, I can see him being a possible guy who's like a guy who can get triple-doubles for you. You know, a guy who can maybe give you 15, 7, and 7 type of games. You know, I could see him becoming that kind of player. You said I bet Spencer Dinwiddie gets traded soon. Hey, I was just upset. Dude, so and I get it. The Wizards it can be a mess. I get it. I'm not saying it was all Spencer, but come on, man. Talking about they going home, we're going to the playoffs. Bro, they would have made it to the playoffs with or without you. Let's stop it, Spencer. Like you was some needle mover and them making it to the playoffs. Dallas was going regardless. They were going regardless. Appreciate you, Jay. But yeah, yeah, guys, I'm gonna go get this haircut. So next time you see me, I won't look ugly. I'm definitely looking to do more of these, especially, you already know, for the draft. I hope you guys are here for the draft. Any chance this Wall comes back? I think it's a possibility. I think. You know, Kuz talks about him on Twitter. He had the picture out with Bradley Beal when they were at the Celtics game. You know, maybe one of those where smoke, there's fires. David, I'll just drop that report saying Brad will be open to it. John will be open to it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's a possibility. But yeah, draft, guys. Make sure y'all are in here so I can watch it with y'all. And y'all can watch it with me. Draft night. I'm going to be on here on YouTube streaming so we can either get mad, get happy, or whatever. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all you guys for stopping by as well. Like I said in my videos, I do have memberships if you guys want to support in that way as well. You can join as a member. I want to do like jersey giveaways, Wizards jersey giveaways, members only live streams. You know, maybe do a Discord where we can like chat in the Discord. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? I was just speaking to Ed. I just texted Ed like 5 minutes ago, maybe like 10 minutes ago, to be on the show soon. But yeah, I got members going on, so if you guys want to support in that way, doing giveaways, members only live streams, maybe thinking about a Discord, so we could talk after the game, stuff like that. That'll be fun. But yeah, let me go get this haircut. Next time you guys will see me, I won't look beat up and rough. And thank you guys for tuning in. I live in Maryland, Ricky. I live in Maryland. My Maryland boy. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I do have a video dropping like in a little bit talking about the trade stuff as well. So be on the lookout for that, guys. I'll see you guys later.